Hi everybody, it's Chris and welcome back to another dose of Music Press Nostalgia. So this is the New Musical Express, came out every Friday, costs 9D, 9 pence. This is from June 1970, June the 10th, 1970. What a fantastic cover, advertising the new album from Deep Purple, their classic In Rock. So let's have a look at the pages of June the 10th, 1970, New Musical Express. We've got an advert for Dave Clark, which was very much the mid-60s kind of stuff. He'd gone by the early 70s for sure. And then a nice feature on Creedence Clearwater Revival, who were doing some real classic stuff in the very early 70s, and then the first advert of many in this paper for the Bumpers compilation, which is a pretty famous Island compilation. Feature on Mungo Jerry in the summertime was massive for them, sold millions I would have guessed, brilliant song. So that's Mungo Jerry, and then adverts for a few albums that have just come out, including John Phillips, ex of Mamas and Papas, and an American band called Crow, who did a song called Evil Woman, which Black Sabbath covered on their debut album, which came out in 1970 as well. And then we've got a feature on Leo Lyons, who was the bassist from 10 Years After, and then an advert for Lola by the Kinks, which is just a fantastic song. Love that. What a brilliant pop song. They just wrote some absolute brilliance, didn't they? And then some other adverts, Edgar Broughton, and then up to a feature on Elvis. Quite a small paper this in terms of a page number. So let's see what else is here. So a feature around Up Around the Bend, the latest single from Creedence Clearwater Revival. Great song, one of their best, I think. And then some stuff down at the bottom there, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And just if you look at 1955, there are three or four songs there that actually have got several versions. So Stranger in Paradise features three times in the top 10 or so. Cherry Pink's Replicated, Dreamboat, and Chained Melody is a couple of versions of that. So, and then over here we've got the American top 30 singles of the time. Leading on to the albums, of course, the Beatles doing so well there. They're at number 1. Interesting difference between the albums. And here's the NME Top 30. They did their own charts, which are different to the UK charts. They were very close, but occasionally things would be different. And at number 1, of course, we've got In the Summertime by Mungo Jerry, but we've also got the brilliant Yellow River by Christie. I really like that song. That's tremendous. And of course, Back Home by the England World Cup squad. That was back when England were half decent at football. That was great to see. The Green Man Alicia, tremendous song from Fleetwood Mac. Abraham, Martin and John in there by Marvin Gaye, which is good. All Right Now from Free. And of course, Early Quo. There we've got Down the Dustpipe, one of their best early songs. Fantastic stuff. And a really good version, House of the Rising Sun by Frigid Pink. Possibly not as good as the original, but pretty good. And then we've got the top 20 albums, Let It Be being at the top, of course, Bridge Over Troubled Water. And those two albums would be in the charts for years. Live at Leeds, soundtrack from Easy Rider, Led Zepp 2, well, that was released in 1969, but that was still doing good business. And the best 10 Years After album that is there as well, which is Cricklewood Green, at least I think it's the best one. And Willie and the Poor Boys, Creedence Clearwater Revival, great. And then down at 19, we see Black Sabbath's debut, which is an absolute classic. Over the page, so we're going the other way, stuff from Mungo Jerry there. Free doing a June tour. I Am Butterfly. Because of Down the Dustpipe doing well, Quo were going on a European tour. Interesting, Christie at this point as well. They were doing well because of Yellow River. Christine Perfect, Christine McVie, she just quit Chicken Shack. And then Led Zepp's album and their US tour, and another advert for that great Bumpers compilation. And then over the page, we've got the LP page here. So some interesting albums coming out at this point. So we've got Mountain and Climbing, which is a great album from them. And the debut album from Stray, and they're quite critical of it. I think they say it's a little bit over the top, should spend their time sorting their songs out rather than just overblown kind of extended jams. But as an advert, they're on an advert, but a review of the latest Ainsley Dunbar, the last album he did before moving on to Frank Zappa. And some stuff on John Phillips as well, ex of Mums and Papas. Booker T, feature on Free, and Tony Joe White. Advert for Procol Harum's new album, Home, and yet another advert for Bumpers, that Island compilation. Over the page, Emerson, Lake and Palmer feature. Some information about Christie. They were certainly the band of the moment. I don't know if they were a one-hit wonder. Yellow River's the only song I can really think by them. And then the Who's Where, which is Who's on Tour at the time, Soft Machine, Brinsley Shorts, Free, Deep Purple touring, Jimmy Ruffin, great stuff, Santana, Chiffons, and another feature for Bumpers. Some cool gear from Wrangler, great stuff. And then over the page, just a feature on The Who and how they rehearsed live album during American tour. And then a feature on Black Sabbath where they say that Black Magic is not our scene. Fantastic band, great debut album, came out in 1970, tremendous stuff. And then over here we've got lots of the usual kind of adverts for records for sale and discos and records that are wanted and situations vacant and some tremendous little clothes. How about that as a nice little Wild Robin shirt? That's nice, isn't it? And fancy a pair of world famous Cabin flares. They're a great pair of slacks they are, aren't they? And then the last page we've got, of course, the obligatory crossword, a piece on Val Doonican, Peter, Paul and Mary, and then an advert at the bottom there for Up Around the Bend, Creedence Clearwater Revival. There you go. There's the New Musical Express from June the 10th, 1970, 54 years ago. Wow. Cheers all.